Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Sean, the American in Krakow, back in the studio about to do another one of these reaction videos. So today, we're getting back on the Nightwish train. We are still in the Wacken concert. I'm going to be checking out Nemo. Let's get it. All right, sorry, I had to stop it there. There's so many things that have already happened that I wanted to talk about, but I just don't want to pause too often. First, again, I understand it, right? So this is the genre, it's symphonic metal, but, you know, it's still impressive to me. I'm still getting a feel for this. It's still new to me. And it makes so much more sense after you guys took the time to explain that it's its own genre, it's symphonic metal. Because as a symphony, right, it's a group of instruments that work together to make a single presentation. Not a single sound, but a single presentation. And it's kind of working here the same. I mean, I find it slightly different than other bands that I'm normally used to listening to, where every instrument is its own independent instrument and it kind of still makes the music, but they're all kind of independent. Here, they are independent instruments, obviously, but the sound that they're making, the way the music has been written, allows for those sounds to kind of intertwine with each other or mix with each other and form a larger sound, a different presence. That's the word I'm looking for. The music itself has its own presence. And then, of course, there's Floor, right? There's not much more I can say about Floor. If I've said everything I think I could say. It's probably not true. She'll find something new to surprise me with, probably in this performance. But, you know, her voice comes in, the music shifts with it, and they just pair really well together, right? Her voice is her voice, her style is her style, and she just kind of blends in with this music, and then, you know, it just invokes a certain image. And that's the thing there too, right? The sound comes together, invokes a certain image, and her voice just reinforces that image. It doesn't oppose, it doesn't contrast. It's just a single presentation, you know. So even if I close my eyes, I can hear and try not to isolate individual sounds. All the sounds together are just well composed. Anyway, I've talked too much about that. Anyway, let's go back. Sorry about that. Look how she just took something so heavy and so hard and turned it gentle, right? It became soft and gentle and warm and inviting within 30 seconds, right? it's just impressive the way her voice can change and her interpretation of transitioning. So she almost transitions from voice to voice to voice, like different style of singing voice, but so seamlessly. It's so impressive. And the music, of course, accompanying her voice, just turned down. The lights turned down. So it's all well composed. All parts of this. It's always a pleasure to watch. More so to listen to, but even to watch. Oh. She just went from ultra powerful to fragile flower in half a second. That was amazing. Another thing I want to point out too is in my review of her work on the show Best Zangers, it was asked to her what does she prefer, performing in a show in a smaller environment like this or the stadiums, the concerts. Look at this crowd. Look at the energy that they're providing to these performers, right? It's a two-way street. If it's a dead audience and a dead crowd, as a performer, you're not inspired to do more. You're not inspired to give 100%. I am a musician, right? I used to play Indian, more traditional Indian music, religious-based stuff like that when I was younger. So I've been in front of audiences. I've been in different environments, studio, live, open air, and it always comes back to your motivation to perform your music. And when you have something like this in front of you, just feeding you all this energy, you just want to perform to your 100%, 110% all the time because you're getting this immediate feedback on what you're doing and they're loving it and you're like, oh, I love that they're loving it, and you just give more. If it's a dead crowd, you're just like, I'll get through the notes, right? This is amazing. So I completely understand why she would love or she prefers to go in front of stadiums, because if this is what every performance is like when she performs at a stadium, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want 82,000 people chanting after every word that you're singing? This is just an amazing experience. I wish I could have been there. Oof. Let's get back to it. Sorry. And so soft. Oh, man. Listen to that crowd. There was a sign that was held up just towards the end of that performance. Somebody was holding a big sign close to the stage. And it said, I believe it said something like, "Thank you for giving us these emotions," or letting us feel these emotions. I don't remember the exact words on the sign. You can go back and look at it. But this is the thing. This is what I believe I enjoy the most so far when it comes to listening to both Nightwish and Flor. I enjoyed Flor's performances on Best Zangers, and it invoked a lot of emotions in me. A couple of them made me cry. Um, but that was Flor performing other people's music in her own way. Here, it's music that was written to invoke emotion, right? I think that's what my takeaway from Nightwish so far is the most important thing is to them is invoking an image, invoking some feeling and emotions through the music more than anything else. I think at least that's my takeaway is their priority is to get you somewhere. They're there to take you somewhere, not for you to just kind of bob your head along to and like, oh, that's a cool track. That's not that's not their thing. At least that's what I believe. They're trying to portray a story. They want to transform what you see and what you feel so that you're a part of that story. And, to have music written that way and then have a voice like Flor's to then intertwine with that, it's such an amazing thing. Like, again, this is not my genre of music. I never even knew. Okay, metal, yes, I understand. I can listen to some of that. Different groups, different bands. I enjoy it. Symphonic metal is something completely new to me, but not something it's not on my playlist. It's not something I normally would bop to or have, just playing in the background somewhere. But this is completely mind-changing for me. I could listen to, I could have this playing in the background while I work, which is kind of weird because the tempo, the style of music, it's not maybe something you would think conducive to work. But if you take away the volume, if you take away the hardness of the music, and listen to the music itself, it's an emotional ride. And I think that when you put that in the back, it's just something that'll keep you kind of like moving along, humming along, and you can still work. Like I think I could totally listen to this and work, which is something to say all on its own. Not something I would ever have expected from this genre or this style of music. Anyway, that's me talking way too much already. Thank you so much for sticking around if you are still here at the end of this. Hit the like button if you like this reaction. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Join the family. Hit the notification bell to get notified when I post new content. And check out my moto vlog. I've got a different channel. Link will be in the description below. Link to this video will also be in the description below. And check out my Instagram. It'll be up here somewhere. If you ever need to message me or DM me, do that on Instagram. I usually respond to that pretty quickly. Anyway, thanks, y'all. Peace.